play around and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything long before carrying the benefit of because we are close.
Joseph Boga to forget about Yaka Koluba.
What is Boga to Yaka Koluba?
He tell Yaka Koluba. So Yaka Koluba kwasi you are not allowed to like you. You forsake yourself why Yaka Koluba kwasi you. Yaka Koluba kwasi Korea. You want to know what to say Yaka Koluba. So to them now, and you know who they say about Yaka Koluba for that. And I don't know what Yaka Koluba there. You know when I want to do all that. You move all the way to go just to take the ball for Yaka Koluba.
Last year you go for Yaka.
Yes.
From Benin.
Because Yaka Koluba and the one that is talking to him was. So you are telling to this Yaka Koluba because a budget boy.
Oh, Yaka can be talking to the president. It's not a good thing.
For power, for job. Yes. They're happy. Say my mother, your mama happy to you. When you are not going to betray Yaka Koluba or betray the Nigerian people and lie to them. Yaka Koluba are not coming crossing. You understand? You are there, gentlemen, for them, Yaka Koluba. You can't look for Yaka Koluba there. It's not going to lie.
You go for Yaka?
Yes, yes, yes. They're not just hospital, Yaka Koluba for them. We don't want to go to Yaka Koluba for them. Let's see the young people for them, Yaka Koluba. They're for them, Yaka Koluba. Let's see people for them. Then you say, Yaka, the way you not to tell the country, they corrupt. You say you're going to talk about them for the country. Now you're calling them more corrupt for me. People are dying every day.
You said the president probably is the most corrupt.
No, I will come down. So I will suffer. You will suffer them for them, Yaka Koluba. Yaka Koluba is not talking. Then you forget about Yaka Koluba. Now I want to let them again. They will send you for Yaka Koluba. Then you forget about Yaka Koluba. Anything I do for me, my people, the other person. Then you do Yaka Koluba. We don't know. They will know you. Our sister will go. Take them to take Yaka Koluba for them. Now you know. They are not doing Yaka Koluba in our house.
Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say for now before we leave you. Thank you so much.
They must forget that Yaka Koluba because they never see the money only so my boy is our boy. So why will go for our boy? We want to become a America. Now ever that one. You not see one more protest with go. I want to come to one more protest. Yes. Yeah, that's okay. You tired. You not see because some are so they play so they are one corner. They do our own day. And they tell the other police they tell the way to our advance. You can't continue for it. Tell him to forget about Yaka Koluba. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah,
man.
My son, you made mistake.
What's that?
I heard you last night. Me and Kun indeed to move Pupa. Absolutely, after the whole election, I'm in my corner. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. Will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The workers, I don't even answer my phone. They don't pick me up. They don't lay me down. They don't even have time. I don't talk. Yeah, I don't talk because God knows why it's happening. And everything I will accept it because our son Kun is vice president to him from NIMBA. The NIMBA people will not understand if I start hating on Breaker. The Senate started a trap of Breaker. When we have wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attached the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided from Brady to where and said the way forward is a Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Breaker come now, he is deceived by coming there, the Dillon there, Nombi there, and he's not where he's just thinking all kind of way Breaker, all kind of thing. He want to go after people. Then, you know, the CDC still control the lower house, the upper house. So they went talking away, some kind of thing they did, Bagatiti, they did a resolution that passed because of money crossing.
Yeah.
Then they sent it to the Senate. Then something happened. Wow! One of them almost signed to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh! Then when I heard what was happening, It will remain 2% to sign. Our me, our Bani, Jim Bani. But when I went to Kum, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Baka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not to run with them.
You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving our Bible for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finish campaign for that home, then he wants president. So what is wrong No. Let the solution is not a law. So, find the solution is bring him out. When Baka send a bill, they will not put all the people now.
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they
You know, when you are a sales representative, you are a salesperson, you're selling a commodity or a product. Your job is to establish
what kind of people they
who walk in. Did you think I
what kind of people?
or did you think I had sold?
You freedom fighter, you raping our freedom fighter, you raping our children.
With a man who
Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.
no, we say we itemize. Leave where the man was sympathetic to we in all Nigerian and rejected. You could rescue because how could you rescue the country when you never rescue your own finances? 12 years as vice president, we have been begging for money all over the place, raising money.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they give their time, they change their mind. When they give their time, they change their mind. What kind of people they do?
This life,
What kind of people they do? You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
not
You freedom fighter, you killing our
we talking yourself. What you about?
freedom fighter, you destroying our country.
Call us political You show us ingratitude and
Music.
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. And of course, an exciting moment. It feels to be back behind these microphones, to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Good morning, just wherever you are. A bit of rain, but again, understandable. Good morning, and of course, a pleasant welcome to yet another intriguing conversation on the nation's premier breakfast platform, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9 at the People Station. Beaming live from the nation's capital, just wherever you are this morning across Liberia. And of course, good morning and welcome to our friends in the diaspora. Welcome and welcome. Today, as always, promises to be very fascinating. As the political atmosphere takes shape and everything is gradually setting in the right places, it is important to begin hearing from the actors and the players on the field. We have done all that we can to sustain and, of course, keep the eyes of the Liberian people open on the failures and lapses of this government. They wrap their lies and failures in deception, making it difficult for the layman to understand what is actually going on. But yes, credit to all of us, our courage, determination, and fortitude in insisting that the light remain on for the Liberian people to see. Not the Chinese light kind of thing we're talking about. But look, man, at 9 o'clock, the Youth Congress of the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, will be here to have breakfast. It is important. It's going to be a very fascinating discourse. I think this should be the second or third edition of this State of the Youth Affairs, or just whatever they call it. Aliyu Kiadi will be here again. Remember, you were here last time, and it was a great debut on the show. It's coming back for the second time to sit in the hot seat. Probably this is going to be even more engaging than the first one. You know, when you get a screenshot, you gotta work on it. Terry, a regular Terry.
Freedom fighter, you killing our children. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country.
And on yesterday, we all witnessed what momentarily appeared like a war zone on the University of Liberia campus. Stone throwing, fierce engagement between the students and members of the Student Unification Party and, of course, the Liberian National Police. I believe that by this time you've witnessed some of the videos and you've seen it. And somebody said, how? Why is this happening now? The people who used to defend and, of course, justify the actions of the students are the ones today unleashing lethal force on the very university students, the freedom fighters. Killing our children, brutalizing our children, injuring them. So the scene turned bloody. And of course, this morning, we would like to hear from the students. We are the voice of the people, and not the voice of the suppressors. No, we're the voice of the people. So this platform is always available to the suppressed and oppressed. So Soup will have an opportunity to talk to us about what went wrong on yesterday. From what was clearly a student engagement for change and betterment on the university campus turned out to be a bloody engagement from the Liberian National Police. Good morning, folks. And in the meantime, between we will run over some of the issues right here. So this morning, we hope and pray that this will be the last time that that particular ground is broken for this one overpass. Project Bagas to thinking that when he played delay 30, then the Liberian people forget. When these conversations are made in the pipe and got slow, And you know, when you steal something like that, you can say, no, I'm using it right now. Let me keep it. Let people forget. When people forget when you use it, and then people don't understand. So he stole the project. He say, well, let's delay. And we delay when we implement it. Say, so you go bring all kind of things. Dog already played. So, but still, I when people know that there was something in the pipe from Mambudu Yimpanen Day coming all the way down about this overpass thing. So you are coming to fulfill a vision and of course a project initiated by the past government and through the ingenuity of His Excellency the former President George Manneh Weah. So these were the things I would say, look, give Mr. Weah a chance. Bwaka is coming around here, he's stealing all of the main projects. So today, we were told this morning they're going to be there at the 540 Junction area there for what should be the official and final groundbreaking to kickstart the construction of the overpass. It's a good news for Liberia. We've long been awaiting this, and so we want to commend Bwaka for being far-sighted enough. When you look around, you can find anything for yourself. You just go and complete your main own. It's a good thing, and you know. Yeah. So congratulations, Bwaka. You're gonna go down in the records. As the project rule that implemented and executed all of the unfinished projects. Oh yeah, credit to you. One of the men unfinished will not see one new project for himself. Besides Chikizu factory rule. But look, folks, this is it. And of course, today the cash giveaway is big. Like we started on yesterday, and good that you're already living up to expectation. So for $50 Liberian or say for $100 Liberian today, you can win 10,000, 50,000. Let me see, 10,000, 25,000, and of course, so the list goes on, right? For $100 Liberian. So grab your phone, whether that button phone or that smartphone, that *255*1#, *255*1# on the smartphone only, and then you're qualified to win either of the prizes. So we have the first winner category, the second winner category, and of course the third winner categories. Hey guys, good morning, welcome.
Good morning to you, Abu, and good morning to Liberians following us. It's back. It's good to be back here. We are back here to continue with the Liberian people's job. And like Abu said, too many things to talk about. So all that you have to do, as usual, is to just invite someone to listen along. If you are riding your keke and you're following, all you have to do is to increase the volume of your monitor in the keke. If you are on the taxis, the driver, if you are, just increase the volume of your monitor so that your passengers can form a part of today's discussion and at least have first-hand information, the undiluted truth. So yes, it's good that we are here. And like Abu said, today we'll be giving out, since today is Tuesday, we'll be giving out 10,000, 25,000, and of course 50. That is if we can meet the threshold. And don't forget also, schools are reopening now. So our partners have said they got this back to school promo. And the back to school program is for all of you who continue to play. You've played before, you continue to play this program, and that is part of you. So all you have to do, just continue to play. And when the draw is done, you stand a chance right here to win 100,000 scholarship form, 100,000 as the grand prize. 100,000 scholarship form, and then the gold prize is 50,000 for a semester form, and then silver is 25,000 semi-semester form, and then cash prize that will require the transportation will be given out to several persons. So all that you have to do, you've been playing, you want to continuously play from September 1 until the time is announced for the final draw. Continue to play. The code is *255*1# for those of you using the button phone.
Say that again. That's a new promotion, right?
Yes. So yes, this new promotion is called the Back to School Bonanza. The Back to School Bonanza will be giving cash prizes in 4 categories.
Okay.
So the first category, which is considered the gold or the grand prize, is for 100,000 scholarship fund. So if you are lucky to win that 100,000 scholarship fund,
Okay, back to school. Okay.
yeah, you can take it to your, let's say we'll go to your school or the school your child or children are attending. If that one you get, we'll go to the school that your child attending. If you get more than one, yes, we'll go there. And then
100,000 for people that get 3 full,
depending on wherever you can win. But what will happen is we'll go to the school, we pay this money. So if, for example, your child is paying 20,000 this semester, and maybe the child is in 8th grade or whatever.
If just a child you get, that money will be deposited.
Yeah, it will be deposited until the child
5 years scholarship. So you do the calculation. That person's school fee will be there for 5 years.
For 5 years. So that 20,000 you pay per year. That 20,000 you'll go for 5 years. So
that is the grand prize.
The grand prize, and then the second prize that is called the gold prize is for 50,000. Mm-hmm. That is called the semi fund. That's
the semester fund.
The semester fund. So that one will be also going to be deposited in the school if your child's school fees can exceed 50,000. It will be deposited there. Then the next semester you go there now you get right on the way. You already got that.
And this semester it also depends on the school.
The school your child is in.
It's just it's just categorized in this manner.
Yeah.
If your child is in a school where probably pay 10,000.
You pay 10,000,
right?
Yeah. So that five
you
semesters.
Go 5 semesters, right? Pay your first semester 10,000, so 10,000.
Yeah.
Money be there until the money is exhausted. But just know that the money will be deposited for that child, right? That you will designate.
Yeah.
And then the money is paid for them, depending.
And then the silver is 25,000.
That's a semi
semester fund. That one at 25,000. The same thing applies.
Okay.
And then they want we call the transportation fund.
The 5 cash prizes.
Yeah, the transportation fund is called the 5 cash prizes. So after all of these things, not everybody will reach the higher length. So we also decide that we give at least 10,000 to several other persons. That will call the transportation fund, but that one can also be used to pay school fee. But whatever we want to pay, but from our end, we call it the transportation fund
for 5 persons.
So the transportation fund, when you win it, you receive 10,000, and that way you can use it for your child's transportation to school and all of that, to and from school. So all you have to do, if you've been playing from now, today is the second. So if you started playing from the first. Because last month we had
it's last month it started from the first all the way closing to the end of the month, but they will come out with it.
Yes, they did that. The final draw will be announced. But all of the times that you've played between yesterday, the first, up to the time the time that will be announced for the draw, all that playing you play, when we call you, we tell you, say, oh, you win 10,000, or you win 5,000, or you win 25,000. That was not part of this program. That money you winning at your immediate price, but also that immediate price have the opportunity to put you in this draw, so you could win your immediate price and still form a part of this back to school bonanza. So all you have to do, continue to play. You could win your 4,000, like we're giving 10,000, 25,000 to 50,000 this morning. You could win any of them. That one is for you immediately, and it also puts you in a draw. Or in this campaign, where when we do the draw, you could win for yourself something better and bigger. So all of those who won from our last campaign, we will find time here, maybe on a Friday, to talk to some of them here, so you know that what we're doing here is real and people are benefiting from them. Imagine somebody from a community that I went to visit on Sunday said his child won 10,000 2 times in a row. Yeah.
But the thing is, I think that living money, working all in the community, people picking it up. So it's just up to you, and we want to commend the partnership with Win Liberia, and since it came, it has simplified the whole process in ways that A lot of the complaints and inquiries we used to receive then, I think we're not getting too much of them now. So that is a plus. So it's on you now. So we have done our best to make sure that we have a partnership that guarantees on many fronts. So you just have to take advantage so that you continuously create a room for more and more, and bumper prizes to keep flowing through the whole game and the platform. So yes, this one is the back to school, like they said, bonanza, right? So too many things to win for now to the close of September. Right? Big money, big prizes, and everybody has to walk away with something. But mind you, that is not going to take away from your regular just as the 24th bonanza was. So you all were winning at the same time. Your bonanza was still there.
So we will be doing a draw in the next 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So maybe 8:15, 8:20, we will be doing our first draw. That is if we can meet our threshold. So all that you have to do this morning, pick up your phone for just $100 Liberian dollars. Increase your chance of winning here this morning and forming a part of the bonanza. So you pick up your Lone Star Set MTN mobile money phone, and that's *255*1#. If you are using the button phone, that's *255*1#. And then you be asked the currency you want to play from. You select the currency, either 50 cents USD or 100 Liberian dollars. If you are playing using your smartphone, that's *255*1#. And then the same thing, you'll be asked the currency you want to play from. Then you can select the currency. But every time you play 100 Liberian dollars or 50 cents. So you could choose to play 5 times using 50 cents. So you'll be talking about $2.50. You could choose to play 5 times using your Liberty. You'll be using 500 LD. But the more you play, the better your chances are. It increases the chance of winning here on the program. So it's up to you. 6 minutes past 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:20. We can check to do our first draw to give out at least the first 10K to somebody here this morning, or 5K, whatever it is.
Okay, so this is it. Crime Stopper Liberia. We come back. We rumble through the issues this break.
There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime unfolded, don't take law in your hand for your authority. But they can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us. We sector to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human attack, enemy you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a call to report. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, people are safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, people are safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. And folks, so welcome back. This is it. On yesterday, too many things happened. And of course, the CDC made or held its first post eviction press conference, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right, since the eviction of the CDC from its Congoton headquarters, the leadership, and of course, spoke to the press officially for the first time as a political party. There've been individual reactions and responses and all of that to the situation. And in a nutshell, the CDC generally slammed the Bwakari Kun government for its reckless and, of course, wanton abuse of power, right? And took a strong, shot at the government on a lot of fronts and all of that. So it's contained within the statement, which we will try to summarize. And at the same time, when we all wake up to this viral social media claim, and of course, allegation, so to speak, about the purported donation that was made by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, which when Ellen spoke on yesterday in a very fierce and, of course, angry tone, denouncing the possibility and, of course, condemning the allegation and the source of it. So all of us that had our doubts and cynicism and all that as to whether the information was correct, and so clearly from hearing from Ellen in her interview yesterday, it lay all of it to rest, right? So officially, you can say that, of course, the information was just a mere speculation, right? And which is a mere speculation. So take it as that. And these things happen in politics. Sometimes they are cooked up by different individuals to achieve particular propaganda objectives. And so, and my best guess would be the regime for the most part, right? We've been hearing there are a lot of people within the structure of the current Unity Party government that detects Ellen's involvement and influence in any way, shape, form, or manner. But yet still, there have been numerous occasions where it has come public that Ellen has either lobby or influence to an extent, and or the appointments of certain individuals, and to key places and all of that. So at a time where there is a void, particularly at the Ministry of State, and people are lobbying, and so it could be a cook-up propaganda, right, to create a kind of tension between the current president and, of course, the former president, so that in their mind, she will have no, say in determining who the president consider. You got to be smart and understand the politics and how things are playing, right? So the anti-Ellenists within the Bwakari Unity Party, right, who have just thrown this out. So in an effort to ensure that the president don't look the way of Ellen, for the most part, because Ellen, like many have said, influence Louis Brown. Louis Brown has gone to the UN and other key areas. So they don't want it to happen. I know we've been having conversation about how desperate people are for that. So the CDC being a very a conversation that people are very critical about when it comes to the Unity Party. So tying Ellen to some kind of donation, right, will create a kind of tension or feel in the old man and resentment for Ellen, and he might not even want to pick up her call at that point. And if you're wondering, like I was, as to why, and I was like, why is Ellen sounding so, sounding with so much venom? Like she's like this thing has been happening. People are trying to block her way or block, her contribution or her attempt to solicit or to lend some assistance to the president, her former vice president and all that. People don't. So people are always trying to. So it's like it has reached a point where the old lady thing. This is some nonsense, and it has to stop. And so basically, critically listening, and I think this is exactly what it brings home for me, right? Like this has been a trend, and she's been quiet on it, and it's kind of like her cup is filled, and she had to spit it out. And she's like, "Look, Julius, pull it out just like that." Unedited, pull it out. This I'm not in their nonsense politics. I don't know how the lazy UP propagandists want to make that seem like a CDC.
She spoke like a real meditate.
Oh yeah,
she spoke. Yeah,
that's
it is good the way she spoke. Sometimes, when some individuals leave certain position, they just sometimes decide that I will just be as quiet as I am or I want to, because if I was there before, then people criticize what all I did for that particular place. Now that I'm out, let me give those who criticize me the opportunity so they better perform and prove themselves better than me out there. Right. And she has been good. Other than Boakai, who was a vice president, who served as a vice president and went back to opposition, but yet decided to undermine the peace and stability of our country, making threatening statements against our country. She has said no. She has worked with George Weah when George Weah was president. She graced occasions that she got invited to by the former administration. Under this administration, she has done so. As to whether the government have been continuously inviting her to engagements, we at least one or two occasions she has been able to attend to or form a part of some programs organized by the government. She has not been involved into helping to undermine the peace of our country, criticizing people. She has always worked with people, like we said. So all of these things, the Boakai administration is uncertain, Abu. They don't have an understanding of where this old man loyalty is. So that stuff we saw around here could be an orchestrated plan to get at her, so she speak. Then they can understand about where the old man is standing right now. So the old man acted smart, and the way she spoke, for them they feel like it's a slap in the face of CDC. But trust me, that thing was not a CDC makeup. It was not a CDC makeup. So what the Unity Party wanted to understand is Madam Salih's stand. But the terrible thing is, her statement did not specify her current position. She spoke generally. So it could be from the orchestrators, people who brought this thing, people who put it together. It could be directed towards them, because that is something that they thought they could use to get at her. And she has said, my leg corner, I'm doing what I'm able to do. Unlike Boakai, who was passing oil around here, could not do anything for herself. People had to pay. Yeah. So, yeah, Abu. So she has said, I'm in my leg corner. Have you heard Madam Salih make threatening statement towards our country? Have you heard her one day criticizing people who have come after her, even when they could not do what she did? Have you heard Madam Salih trying to compare what she did during her administration? But no, this old man who worked with this madam but had grudge against her was working to undermine her administration only because he wanted to portray himself as the saint out there. This old man is here. And all that his rambles and people can do is to be passing around with fake propaganda. You know, the Unity Party is more concerned about what is happening within the CDC, what is happening to the CDC, than what is happening to the country. Yes.
You mean the Boakai
Unity Party is more concerned. This government is more concerned about what is happening to and within the CDC than what is happening to the country. So the reasons for which Liberians voted Boakai, they're not his interests. His interest is whether CDC is at the position or is in the position now that they are able to unseat him or anybody that will come on the Unity Party ticket. So his own concern is not about fixing Liberia's problem. His concern is about how we can bring this CDC down. That's where we are.
Let's move to something. At least Ellen has Claire Hossa, but a lot of projects like, but basically you can think about it, but I mean, reasonably, this is what you will actually go to interpret as. I mean, I know the UP guys though, so of course it will shock nobody to know that thing was cooked from among them. And mind you, even if Ellen decides to do these things, one will not expect that she'll come up public and to say, "Oh, yes, I did it," and blah blah. And it should not even be issue of stuff. But whatever.
The good question is,
I'm not sure if the CDC is stranded looking for donation to build.
So that was the question that Julius placed to her as to whether or not the CDC had been able to reach out. Because Abu, if you must help me, sometimes I must be able to explain to you my problem, soliciting your support. Then you say, "Oh, because of the problem I have explained, let me do this."
But aside from that is also in a case. But have the CDC made any public appeal for assistance that anybody anywhere sitting could just decide voluntarily to want to reach out?
So the committee
you've seen, 1 minute, everything you've seen are just people in their own, self-determination to say that, I will give this, I will give that. In fact, when it happened, in no time, in less than 24 hours, the party announced the process of commencing its new headquarters.
Yeah.
Right?
The committee have been meeting.
In less than 72 hours, a committee gets set up. And yesterday was the second meeting of the committee.
And I'm told you are supposed to speak to the press this week, anytime this week.
So the people doing the thing, political, they're on their process. They're addressing the issues that have to do with the politics and all that. So come on, man, save us. But let's move to something else.
We will come to do a draw. We already at 8, so we just need a few more persons. Or if you want us to do the 5K, we can do it. If you want us to do the 10K, we can do it. But all you have to do, just continue to play star 255 star. Let's continue punching.
The 10K. So in a summary, for the first time, it's important to highlight this because it's the first major media engagement and official comment in the public about what happened. And so it's about understanding what is the feeling within the official ranks and file of the CDC as it relates to what happened. So basically, the CDC described, like I said, the process. The CDC slammed judiciary's alleged political bias in headquarters demolition. They went from the court ruling, they spoke about that, the mockery of justice, describing everything that happened, described the action as a mockery to justice, because for them, they believe that they were in court, the process are now exhausted, and of course, what happened. Loss of symbolism, right? Cole lamented the destruction of the party's headquarters and its sycamore tree, which he called a permanent symbol of CDC identity. The CDC can never recover the sycamore tree, maliciously destroyed by the Liberian government using the hands of the civil law court, he said. He compared the action to executing a murder convict before the appeal is heard. Right? That's how he compared the situation, referencing the conviction of former Chief Justice Gloria Musu-Scott. What if Her Honor Gloria Musu-Scott, convicted for murder by the Circuit Court, was executed before her appeal at the Supreme Court was adjudicated? He asked. Right? Warning of democratic backsliding. The CDC warned that demolition signals a broader pattern of judicial manipulation under President Joseph Newman Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn. There is a serious threat to peace, stability, and democracy when the judiciary becomes an avenue for political manipulation, Cole said. Liberia's history is replete with pretense of justice, leading to the breakdown of law and order and the abuse of power that sparked civil wars. He said Liberia is creeping towards a police state marked by brutality and intolerance of dissent. The warlike deployment of state security and the level of malice exhibited during the eviction and demolition clearly point to a creeping police state that must be resisted with every ounce of our energy, he declared. Okay, he came further, call to defend democracy. Drawing parallels to Liberia's past, Cole urged citizens to resist what he called an assault on political freedom. Today, it is the CDC and its members. Tomorrow, it could be you, he said. Speak now before it is too late. We must unite to protect our 20 years of uninterrupted peace and democracy. He vowed the CDC will remain resolute and unbending in defending democracy. A creeping dictatorship will not be allowed to flourish, he said. So basically, this is the point that catches a lot. Do you think the general public will view this thing as a collective and thing that everybody need to rally, or the sentiment out there will most likely be, oh yeah, that CDC thing is okay, it's CDC, in spite of the identified democratic breaches, and of course missteps and all of that, and the apparent indication of a creeping sense of dictatorship within our body politics and an attempt to stem one-party oligarchy, to reintroduce that one-party oligarchy. Mind you, recently we've been getting information that the resuscitation of the True-Wing Party, right, that you have seen recently with painting of its haircut up, putting new sambo and all of that, is being financed by the Unity Party. I've kind of gathered that from a very authoritative source. So this is where we are. Will everybody worried, particularly the political community, will everybody take this as a threat or a danger that comes for all, or it is for the CDC?
So, Abu, the fight is we any serious-minded politician in this country will see what happened to the CDC not as a specific or particular political party's thing, but a Liberia thing. Because there is this normal saying that says the falling of the dry leaves is the warning to the young ones. Now, today it is the CDC that is being targeted. It is the CDC that is being witch hunted. But it could be you. It could be your political party. So, just how people were targeted and taken off jobs, then you felt it was their own thing. It is now gradually moving to a whole political institution that got nearly millions of our population supporting it. The CDC, the result from the last election, CDC had over 900,000 votes. So, any serious individual will now sit and understand clearly that this is a creeping dictatorship. And if care is not taken, if the necessary checkpoint cannot be put in place, what is going to happen will be very detrimental for our political space. You could have a scene where somebody, after even the Unity Party under Boakai, could come tomorrow and decide to do bigger than this. could start to go after oppositions, strong member of the opposition. Oh, now it's happening because it is the CDC. You feel that, oh, we can clap for it. That the CDC thing, let it suffer, let it go through. Yeah, okay. You feel comfortable because maybe you feel that a political party, but tomorrow it could be a political party. That's why this thing should not be seen as a CDC thing, but a Liberia's thing. So everywhere, many Liberians must get involved. Let's outline, like Councillor Gonglo did. Let's outline the illegal action of the government. Let pinpoint these things so that international community can see this and set a necessary checkpoint. If not, somebody could come tomorrow and do bigger than this. You'll be left with no alternative because when it started, you said nothing. When it started, because you felt it was not you, you could not say anything. But when it is you now, or when it is you by that time, when you are speaking, people will not listen because the precedent had already been set. And when the precedent was being set, you did not say anything. Listen to all of what the CDC outlined. Listen to even Councillor Gonglo. Read his right out. You don't think it is important? You don't think it is important for the law to be respected, the laws of our country to be respected? They say justice is blind. So you don't care whether or not you are from the opposition or the ruling position. Whether you are the layman, the poor man who cannot afford to hire a lawyer. Once it is in your interest, the law must speak in your interest. Once it is against your interest, no matter who you are, you could be the president of the republic, a minister, a lawmaker, maybe a senator or representative. When the law speaks, people are supposed to listen.
That's correct.
But what is happening is lawlessness, and you sitting and clapping.
And nobody knows who
is next.
Who next? And the party haircut.
Like I said, nobody knows who is next. We are setting a precedent. We're sitting here. This administration is setting a precedent, and we are not speaking, or you are not speaking to it because it's not affecting you. Even at the court, when judges ready to rule, sometime when the Supreme Court is making a decision, they will mention a precedent case. You're setting the precedent is being set. Somebody will say tomorrow, but it happens to the CDC, so it can happen to you. I will.
Okay, so so this is exactly where we are, and so okay. So on yesterday, I don't know, you saw it. I stumbled across something, right? I stumbled across this video of an immigration officer speaking to, I don't know the people he was actually speaking to, but then where he was telling them that with what is happening in the whole drugs business, you won't do your drugs business, you must do it in secret. I share it. Oh Lord, I share it here. Let me see. Right? Say you won't do your drugs business, you must do it in secret. Because when you call me, I will not go there. So yeah, listen to this.
When you want to do your drug business, Harley, but when they catch you, don't call me there. No way. See, everywhere now they catch people carrying the some people drugs, right? They say we should not call any drug business. When you want to do your drug business, Harley, but when they catch you, don't call me there. No way.
And this was shared by Punch FM on their page on last evening. And this is an immigration officer, right? Senior, say the deputy controller of the Liberia Immigration Service, Jacob Jala, was caught on camera openly endorsing the secret sale of drugs, an act that exposes deep-seated rot and protection that traffickers enjoy within the security sector. In the footage, Jala is heard instructing traffickers to cancel their activities, declaring they are catching people for drugs. So if you won't do it, hide it. If they catch you, do not call me there. So it is coming out. And you see, Liberian people, the truth and the fact can't run away. You can't hide it. The deputy controller at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency met in a meeting with alleged drug traffickers, warning them and telling them, look, I see how people going to jail for drugs. You won't do your job in it, hardly. How many more people will come from the very Unity Party government that our hands are caught in the drug business? Somebody spoke to me and told me that, look, say of the joint security, the immigration is the number one facilitator of drug trafficking in the country. The LRS people, so don't see them. Say a ratting among them. They're the one can, the money in the borders and all the places. Yeah. So they can coordinate, facilitate. So the immigration people, the LRA people, the custom people, right? All these people.
Even I'm told the people you can see that ambulance, blah blah blah, making heavy noise sometimes.
But in their car, they can be right. Ambulance are all over. That one nobody can argue. The number of ambulance we see in the country, we see private plate on the way, it gets serene. Private plates and all gas serene. You low inside, you see Chinese men there. You low inside, you see Nigerian men speaking in Nigerian, but serene on the car. The security system, Parker has feel like brought on his fight against drugs. Listen to the new officers in charge taking over yesterday, talking about everybody will do drug tests, and they started. Those are not the solution. The president and the vice president, all of them said they were taking drug tests there. So you've tried that method before, right? You've tried that strategy, you've tried that method before. It has not worked, and this is where we are. So the last and final update I want to give us is with what we spoke about yesterday about the General Auditing Commission and, of course, the Ministry of Finance. Audit is a system, is a process, and it allows for due process. It's a whole judicial process where the accused has an opportunity to be heard. So when the auditor commences the process, they send the report to you, who that the auditee. They send it to you for your response. And that your response must include all of your receipts and justification for whatever they have uncovered. Then when it goes back to them, then they do comparative analysis with the legal framework and due diligence requirement. So you might have done this. The money was set aside for a few, and you went ahead and bought computers. So there is a law on that, on how you are supposed to shift, government priority or spending priorities. What are the processes you're supposed to exhaust to ensure accountability and, of course, due diligence? So if you violate that, it will also be indicated in the auditor's response. So that's how it is. So no auditee, after going through all of that process, should come back and say they're responding to the auditor, the audit report. It makes no intellectual sense. So it is a complete cover-up and a political chicanery designed to deceive the Liberian people once more by this overhyped, good-for-nothing finance minister who, since he got there, he barely understand what he's doing, right? Violating laws, paying money anyhow, approving all kinds of clandestine procurement, and servicing all kinds of checks. Look, mind you now, there is a history of Gafwan at the Ministry of Finance and these kinds of dealing during the Ellen era. There was a time where there was some kind of $5 million noise around Gafwan where checks were raised without voucher. So there's a history of the man. So this is similar to that. We read portion of the article from the newspaper yesterday, where the $2.8 million we were talking about, there is no receipt, there is no I don't know, delivery note, there is no whatsoever.
Nothing at all.
So this is exactly what they used to do. They used to do it. Then you have this guy, the former District 17 representative, was the deputy controller, and all of them, they know that they are clicked, they know it, right? So they will basically go ahead, right, and write checks without going through the due process, because the process is you have to raise voucher. The voucher will include all the justifiable documentation and the purpose for that spending. So they will go ahead, they will raise the money, go to the central bank, collect the money from there. So when auditor goes in, auditor seeing the money left, right? But they're not seeing voucher, they're not seeing a receipt, they're not seeing nothing. So people normally do that. When Gafwan was in that ministry on weekend coming, that was when the men used to do those kind of things.
Yeah.
During the weekend, they will go, they will sign check, they will do check 50,000, 75,000, right? I challenge them to come and say, oh, this thing didn't happen. We'll pull the records out. So when we hear it, they won't know, yeah, somebody say, oh, Ministry of Finance respond, Ministry of Finance communication team respond to. It doesn't say how you can respond to audit report. You think we stupid back in the country? When you had a time the audit was going, you responded
with evidence, documents.
But you responded at that time, and your response were insufficient, right? Were insufficient, and the findings came out. Then you say you won't respond because you won't deceive the public. So whatever response the finance ministry is making is immaterial. It has no bearing. It has no weight. What stands is the audit report that they had the opportunity to respond to, and they said they had no documentation. And somebody say the audit report did not indicate that money got missing. So if you took money out of the system and you refuse to give proper accountability for
how the money was used,
right? So don't make it like the money lost, everybody looking for it, will not see it, no, right? Y'all took the money, but we went there to establish why you took the money for. You can't give a document as to why you're taking for. So you stole the money got missing. And nobody's going to listen to any kind of cook up response from you that have no bearings, it has no weight. And you stole, you have to replenish, or you provide the documentation to prove that the money was used for X, Y, and Z. Give out the vouchers, give out everything that you have to do in keeping with the accounting requirements and all of that.
Yes, we can make payments to at least 2 persons. We just need few, but the code is star.
When you finish, we'll go and talk to our guys from Soup.
Yeah, star 255 star 1 hash for those using the button phone, and then star 255 star 1 hash for those using the smartphone. So I'll be giving money out here in double. So as I'm doing this draw, just be playing, and hopefully right after I'm going to be doing another draw once I can have 4 persons playing to meet the threshold for the other draw. So let's go. Let's give out money here to you and you, whoever always trusted the process. Let's begin first to give the first 2-3 persons 5K. 5K, then we can go straight to do 641641912. Let's call one of our winners. The code is star 255 star 1 hash. Those using the button phone, and then star 255 star 1 hash for those using the smartphone. Good morning.
Good morning, Hagar.
Morning. I'm sure you're following the radio. That's why you're calling Hagar.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, so you've been playing the cash giveaway. You played this morning?
In past last year I've been playing, and this is my very first time winning.
Oh wow, you received your money already?
Yeah.
How many times you played this morning?
I played for 7 times this morning.
So you use 700 LD.
Yeah.
You receive 5K. Check your phone in your phone already.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, continue to play, and you could be a part of our back to school bonanza. Okay. Never give up.
No, I won't. Not me.
Okay, all right. So the code is *255*1#. Those using the button phone, and then *255*1# for those using the smartphone. So all of the playing you're doing, people who even winning now is going to form a part of your bonanza, and you stand a chance to receive either 100,000 as a grand prize, 50,000, 25,000, or 10,000.
Okay.
So yes.
So yeah, folks, that is it. Those that have the commitment and patience to win are obviously going to win. So, like we promised you, we have with us the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party to speak to us about yesterday incident on the University of Liberia campus briefly, right? And then we will move to something else quickly. Mr. Secretary General, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Comrade Sharif and your colleague in studio, and good morning to all progressive students of the University of Liberia, as well as militants of the Student Unification Party and the chairman of the Student Unification Party. I'm Odysseus Morba, the Secretary General of the ever-potent Vanguard Student Unification Party.
Odysseus, for the past days or week, your party have announced that they were going to stage this protest calling for the removal, or if you may, resignation of the university's president. So on yesterday, we witnessed what turned out very bloody. You'd like to tell us how the whole situation became what we saw?
Yeah, let me say that yesterday protest was just the beginning. Like we said, there will be consistent or specified actions in ensuring that the president of the University of Liberia resign or be dismissed, because she has failed on all counts and we have all justifiable reasons. So yesterday we peacefully assembled at the main campus of the University of Liberia while parading the campus, and the police invaded the campus unlawfully, chasing students, attacking students, using tear gas, and using net on one of the comrades that was caught by them. If you see the comrade that is on Facebook training hand caught, it was a police officer that used net on his hand. We see this as unfortunate. It's an affront to our right to freedom of assembly, and the government has no interest in protecting the rights of the students. The government has resolved to authoritarianism. The government has resolved to dictatorship.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do that prompted that reaction from the police?
We did nothing. We paraded the campus for the fact that we were on campus, prompted the police to come in on the instruction of Gregor Coman to chase.
Did you attempt bursting into the president's office, the Cassell building?
There was no attempt to burst in the president's office. We were parading peacefully in front of the president's office.
Who took the weatherman on the campus? Who took the weatherman on the campus? There was a weatherman arrested yesterday with his machine.
The party does not have any clue to that, and there's nothing linked to the party or the weatherman on campus. Like we said, we assembled on the campus very peacefully, parading and carrying out. You have journalists were there. We were informing the journalists of our position that Mapanya should leave the university. And there is a consistent action. Like we said, there are a series of issues we dealt with, including the failure of Mapanya to resolve the iron job issue, the lack of transportation on the campus, especially the federal campus. We run an entire semester of our single bus, treating the vacation school as equivalent to a full second semester, the unlawful dismissal of staff members, failure to adhere to 100-day deliverables, disparity of salary disparity. We talk about the secretary earning more than professor. We have all documented fact to that, and collaborating with the illegitimate board of trustees. And this is concerning, as well as the appointment of Lester Tenney, a very arrogant, corrupt individual who is presiding over.
So you're protesting against the president. You want the president to resign. You want the president to resign. Part of your counts is for Lester Tenney and his like to leave the university. Is that part of the count?
Lester Tenney will have to leave the university because he is very incompetent to serve the fiscal affairs. There is a man who is consistently threatening faculty and staff, and in fact, the university right now is being run by Lester Tenney. Lester Tenney is the one who suggests to the president of the University of Liberia. You cannot run an academic institution with a political man who is all around the place causing or intimidating people. And this same man is advising the president to dismiss people illegally, to dismiss people and arrogantly run the university on a dictatorship. And so we clear her salary, she earned $15,000, and we have gotten all pieces of evidence, and we'll be waiting to have a platform with you where we'll be displaying all these our points.
So on her salary, on the aspect of her salary, is this the first time for anybody serving as president of the university to take that amount of money? What is the alarm with her own? Is it unusual?
The salary of the president is very concerning for the fact that her documented salary on the payroll shows $7,776.62. That portion of the salary is documented on the payroll. Contrary to that, she received another salary from a debit memo to Echo Bank, issued to Echo Bank, $7,286. That is undocumented, is unofficial allowance. And we don't know why the president excluded that from the official payroll of the University of Liberia.
Okay, and that's the aspect you considering corruption.
We consider corruption, and we have the fact, we have the check. Why is the president taking money outside the documented payroll? It's very concerning. And there's a president who was overrated, who had high expectation, and she is being used. She has indulged into corruption, and she has disappointed the essence of becoming a president of the University of Liberia. We see that as corruption, and that is why people feel that if soup is out there, we just involving causing. We are conscious students. We are the University of Liberia. We must question the authority. We must critique the proceeding of the administration. If they are indulging corruption, the student must point to it. We must understand. We are not just going to school to go and learn and live on that. No.
But that's just the violence and injuries and brutality. How do you justify that?
Especially you have followed the history of the police, especially on this inept Rego Kuma. The police has been very unprofessional. The police have instituted chaos, mayhem, and brutality against peaceful students and peaceful Liberians. This is unacceptable. The Student Unification Party will be vetting official international panels, official communication to international panel, international community of the ineptitude of this so-called police that has been parading as unity party police. Instead of protecting rights and property, they are using the police to intimidate people and protect the authoritarian and dictatorial nature of the Bouaka-led regime. But the Vanguard Party, as we said, we will not give into any intimidation. We will continue our strike action and whatever way ensure that Mapanya leaves the university. Thank you so much.
1 minute just before you go. In as much as you're insisting, but the president, as we've gathered, have also said that she won't resign despite whatever insistence that you have. How
that
do
is
you?
That is mere block. The party is clear. She cannot justify all of the counts were raised against her, and she has been entrapped. She has failed.
You are standing in her way of changing the university to make it what it should be. You are blocking that.
How can you change the university when you are taking 15,000 and taking extra money outside the documented payroll? How can you change the university when your own 100-day deliverable cannot be adhered to? How can you change the university when you are alarming with corrupt forces and illegal forces? To undermine the university, you change the university. What has changed since 7 months? Come on the campuses of the university. She has turned the university political. Even the vacation school, she is considering a second semester. Professors who taught the vacation school, they are yet to be paid. She is using clouds. She is using the social media to admire popularity and the sentiment of the people. We on campus, we understand the situation. Mapaya does not have any integrity. Mapaya is unfit.
Your comrades are getting hurt. Your comrades are getting hurt.
Like we say, we address that with international panel and report the police of the unprofessionalism and a display of arrogance and brutality.
And are you going to continue exposing more comrades to these injuries and brutality?
It's not ever exposed. It's not ever exposed. We will utilize.
But you agree that the police today is ruthless and unsavory.
That would not intimidate us. We have never been intimidated super survived dictatorial regime. If you think you use dictatorship to intimidate the militant of the Student Unification Party, it means we are not ready. Because when Doe took over the party opposing, he came on the campus and instituted status sale and brutalized and killed peaceful students. That did not stop the result of the party. Although we believe that Mapaya leadership had no interest in managing the university, we are clear that she should leave the university or to have a smooth learning environment, protect the future of the university. We are not intimidated. We will be OSA and we'll be OSA anytime. And there will be a specific revolutionary action.
Okay. Thank you very, very, very much. Just briefly, just to hear, the students are insisting that they're going to continue their action. Yesterday, we were able to gather from the cycle of the university that the president has said that, of course, she's not going to resign. And in spite of
you expect the woman to resign when she's making 14,000. Even in the Great America she hear me that money there.
No, but this other resignation is not about pleasure.
So Abu, the thing is, the government itself is not in the interest of the people, right? Because in any society where
the core now, I want to know where you're staying on the core.
So that's where I'm getting to. So in a society where the government is in the interest of the common people, you always want to listen to the plights of the very people. So are the calls being made by the student community at the UL, is it genuine? Can we go and have an assessment of the physical structure of the area and the administrative structure and everything that is running? If indeed what they are saying are truth, then the government should be seeking the interest of the community, of the student community, and not a particular person. So in this case, the government, I don't know when our governments, any of our succeeding governments, right? I don't know when they will realize that violence is not always the means to calm national issues. The students got an issue. What the government should be doing is to find a way to sit with these students, listen to their plights, give them time, and then work on all of these things, or show them time that they can work on some of these things. I will look at the structure of the University of Liberia, go on the campus there. Is it in a better condition?
So the call for her resignation is justified?
It's justifiable.
But she met some of those things there.
So what has she done? It is not about, the party people still be passing around here telling us, at least when now 2 days, 3 days, 1 month after you took over Abu, it makes sense. You can say, well, I met this. But since you got there, what have you done? What are you doing that you can't speak to the public to say, we are doing this, we've reached this point? You can't be sitting there also because you made it there. So it's not of interest.
What have they given her in terms of capacitating her to be able to?
She should speak to the press. She should speak to the student community to tell them that all of what she's saying are all genuine. I've been making efforts. I've tried this. I've tried that. And it is not working. Then the students will know where to direct their action. But at this point, the belief amongst the students is that they have given her, or they are giving her the support. Central government is giving her the support, and she's not utilizing the opportunity and the finances to renovate or put the university on par with other universities across Africa. Abu, you cannot have the University of Liberia there, and then you're sitting there. The government is doing nothing. Make the students know. Say, all of these things are under consideration, but due to lack of funding, we've not received money for this. We've not received this. We've been able to put this before the central government, and they've not spoken to us about it. But you give us time as we continue to engage with the government better.
Okay.
But you want to take it because if you got all of the force, you got the police, you got the tear gas, you got everything that you can use. So you just go on the students. These were things that you clap for before, man. When we are announced free tuition here in this country, university students protested under the guidance of the Unity Party. Today, it is not about free tuition policy. Today, it is about doing things that will be in the interest of the people. The students say, no, we don't want a free tuition policy, or we don't want it, we don't blah, 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 blah. Something that was better for them, that is helping them today. When it was announced, they protested. But here today, the Unity Party is failing. Bwaka is government failing.
That's correct.
To do some of these things. Abu, you've seen videos from that university? When you see the videos, you feel terrible. You get to understand what the students are going through. Abu, why our leaders will leave from this country, go to other countries, see the educational facilities of those countries, they come back. Budgets are there, money is allocated, the country get the money, they get the resources. Why do you think a single man, Abu, can build university bigger and better than the University of Liberia? Why?
Bigger than the University. But anyway, you're making a very valid point, and these things, it's just difficult on how to just pick a point in all of this. And this is what we told our friends in time past, that look, you can politicize a national, challenges. Some of these things, they are a collective national, shortcoming that needs to be addressed. And so, because of the precedence of politicizing these things, so now it makes it justified for other people to bundle up and put at the feet of an individual and demand the person's resignation, as if to say that's going to be a quick fix or any kind of fix to the issues. And I've always maintained that move Mampanya today, you satisfy the political ego or desire, but at the end of the day, somebody goes, they're going to meet these same challenges there. So we're always missing where we're stumbling our toes. The problem starts with the president. It starts with the president's vision. It starts with the president's willpower. It starts with the president's priority. What are the things the president prioritizes? When you look at the budget, you read through the budget and you see the considerations that are made. It informs you on where we are going across different sectors, right? What we will achieve across different sectors, how they will be like. But mind you now, in the face of the meager resources that are there, mismanagement, and of course, reports about financial malpractices, misfeasance, malfeasance, and these things are also unacceptable and they must be condemned. And when you are in charge of an organization or an institution of the government, and it is clearly established that your actions are inimical to the financial prudence laws of the country or the operation of that said institution, it justifies any call for your removal, because we already don't have much. So we cannot be mismanaging or seen as mismanaging the meager that we have. Absolutely not. This is unacceptable. Mm-hmm. So against that backdrop, it makes reasonable justification for anyone, including the Student Unification Party, right? They stand on moral grounds to say that, look, what is happening here is unconventional, it's unacceptable. And the way we see, the trend we see happening here, to stop this, we have to cut it off from the top. And this is why we believe that Mampanya should leave. Her consideration on hiring and the quality and personality that she's bringing within the ranks and file of the university administration, right, can only abet the culture of thievery and, of course, insincerity. So henceforth, we need to stop this before it gets to a point where it becomes uncontrollable. Maybe that is the approach of the student. But again, I would like to caution them to be as safer, particularly the Liberia National Police. Look, this is a government, this is a country for everybody. And the police must know that the duty she has is to the people and not to any one group of political elite. So how do you feel as a police commander that every time you take on an action, instead of ensuring the protection and the well-being and safety of the people, every time you step in an environment, there are chaos, there are casualties, there are blood littered all over the place as a result of your operation. This is bad policing, and this is where political pundits believe that, look, the state is deteriorating into a police state where people with power take laws into their hands and they execute and go after anybody or anything that resembles a dissent towards the government. And this is unacceptable in our democracy. So we'll take 5 calls and then we can speak to our men from the ANC, continue to play the cash giveaway.
Yes,
star 255 star 1 hash, right? Once we're there, we do the draw and pay our money. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. And of course, you'll be live on the show this morning. Let's do that. Let's hear your feedback.
Hello, this is Nilmar Esba. I do join from a brother resident.
Go ahead from Broadville.
Yeah, I want to speak on the issue of the University of Liberia. You see, there was once upon a time, this whole semester when we were in school, we met with the dean of Fenner campus, and then we met around the reef bush. And then one thing he said to us, the reason the university is not developed is because the government is not funding the university.
Who said that? Who said that?
That was the dean. I just saw him black. He's a black guy.
Is it Dean Cornet? Sekou Cornet?
Yes, black. I think he was a member as well. So this guy, so I asked him a question. I said,
I'm not sure if he stayed the dean. He used to be dean of student affairs when we were there. I don't know what capacity he's in, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I asked him this question. I said, let's look at the interest. The least number of students that were at the University of Liberia is 10,000. Times 3,500. You can do the mathematics. 3,500 times, that's 10,000 students. Well, that's so I can go as far as 30,000 students can read the University of Liberia interest. Do the calculation, do the math. Understand how much the university is paying just for interest. I have to put it in the star. What was that going to registrations?
So who are you blaming? You're blaming the university authority, right?
I'm also blaming the university. Yes, well, I'm going to blame the government as well, right? Because the government is supposed to fund the university because it's a stable university.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's take the man from Prosa. Justin, let's hear you. Good morning. Are you in solidarity with the Commerce?
Good morning, Abu, and good morning to your co-host Hagar. And we must say good morning to the Liberian people.
Good morning.
And we are constrained to give our position. And there's one thing that we must register here.
But you only get 1 minute. I'm not sure if you'll be able to state position.
There's one thing we must register here, and we should not get confused. You see, the issue at the university, there have been contradictions that have been flagged, especially from the angle of our institution on the issue of the poor infrastructure development of the university. But what we want to say here, and the Liberian people must get.
Are you in solidarity, or do you agree with the Commerce call for Mampanya to leave?
We want to say that the Liberian people must understand the truest nature of this particular version of soup. These guys, they have compromised over time. Yesterday, our institution, Honor George Weah, will be heavily criticized and called a regime institution simply because we call for a free tuition at the university. Today, the condition at the university, you cannot be talking about Mampanya when there are people within the government, Gafwan, people like Gafwan who were once a student leader, and also a veteran of the student unification. Why is SUB not calling out Gafwan? Why is SUB not calling out Gafwan? Why is SUB not calling on people like Jamile Pia, people like Kofi?
So you think the call for Mampanya resignation is misdirected?
It is a pay to play, and we know the GMX and we know the Chitamari.
Who is paying SUB?
There are certain individuals within the system that have been dismissed, and these individuals have paid the comrades you see on the university campus to instigate chaos, and these are the very people who are coming back to fight for those very individuals that have been dismissed.
Is it your regular campus politics, or you mean?
No, Abu, there is not a campus politics, and we'll be honest about this. You listen to some argument. If we are saying that the university should be transformed, yes, the university should be improved. That's been our core. But we must be honest. The government of the Republic of Liberia is responsible to provide budgetary support to the university to improve that place. We cannot be talking at this time. We will still be talking about painting the university. But now our argument should transcend beyond painting the university. We should not be talking about the university should introduce STEM education. We should not be talking about digital learning. We should be talking about better things that conform to modern day
reality. So based on all of these, PROSA stands with Mampanya.
And we want to say when
no, I want you to respond to that. Do you stand with Mampanya? Dr. Mampanya, sorry.
Abu, with all of the emerging contradictions at the university, our institution has not reached the point to arrive at any conclusion to say that Dr. Mampanya should leave the university.
Okay, fair enough.
We have not arrived at that decision.
All right, thanks a lot. So you are still thinking, but other people feel their cup, their cup has filled. So they are going for Mampanya's head, Dr. Mampanya, sorry. I keep saying Mampanya, Dr. Mampanya's head. So, but this is it. So let's take this break. When we come back, let me squeeze this guy. All right, let me squeeze. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Morning. Okay. Number. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Musa. I'm going for station number 9 with the Tackwa Street.
All right, let's hear you.
Yeah, so the issue of the university. I think the administrator of the university has been delegated to the university. You can go to the University of Liberia where you are seeing it happen. Any female with any voice.
So Soup say the president should leave. You support that?
If it is necessary for the president to leave, yes, you have to leave.
No, but what do you think? Do you think it is necessary?
No, let's look at two sides now.
You started talking about the bathroom Bennett, then you say look at two sides again. But this is it. Quite an interesting conversation. This break will come stop off. We come right back to talk to Aliyu Kiadi. This break.
There are crimes in many places. You can see. So if you see crime unfolding, don't take law in your hands for your authority. But they can't take your lucky. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human packet, I mean you check. Do it for yourself. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of it. Crime stop. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop. Stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stop. Let's stop Liberia. From the center to interior. Crime stop. People are safe. Let's stop crime for all of us. Crime stop. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop. Stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stop. Let's stop Liberia. From the center to interior. Crime stop. People are safe. Let's stop crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own Old Man Sam Cyan.
The people bringing safety to your door. Stop it right and make a peace for them before.
Okay, let's bring this one down. Crime Stopper Liberia. Folks, welcome back to the final lap of the conversation here, right here on Freedom 87.9. So, as promised, we have already in our studio Mr. Aliyu Kiadi from the National Youth Congress of the ANC. Basically, the conversation is going to center around the ANC Youth Congress State of the Youth report, they call it. So, Mr. Kiadi, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to Freedom Communication. Good morning to your listener, the Liberian public. It's a pleasure to be here. I think this is my second time here, and it's always an honor to share the space with you.
Okay, it feels good as well. And so, why do you say the State of the Youth report, and why is it there when it started counting?
So we have had the first and second. The last one was the tear.
Is it annually or
monthly?
Monthly?
Yeah. So all of the issues that are happening in the country on a particular month, at the end of that month, we issue a report through a press statement.
Oh, so you just started reporting on?
Yeah. So
why have you been all along? You just started 3 months ago.
Yeah. So we have spoken at different intervals, but it has not been on this nomenclature. So the nomenclature came about when we all agreed that instead of us speaking on issues as they unfold, I think we should compile them at the end of every month, and then we speak.
So what I mean, all of the youth leaders or the youth in the ANC not going to be having any kind of discussion. They're going to wait and pull everything together and speak at once.
Not necessarily. There are issues that come up as provocative as they may be. It will compel the Youth Congress to issue a statement. But in terms of protocol, in terms of how we intend to organize things, we follow the different issues of the day. If there are pressing issues, obviously we'll come out and speak.
How does this set the Youth Congress apart in terms of its approach and communication and politics?
So it speaks to organization and giving people responsibility to follow issues. So in our party, the Youth Congress, we have the Bureau for Communication and Outreach. So to follow the political issues of the day, they interact with people, get involved in different communities, understand the issues that are affecting the people, compare them, do different analysis and write the stories, and come back to the ANC Youth Congress Secretariat. So the Secretariat follow up on those issues, verify them, do some research, and issue statements. So every time you see at the end of every month when we are issuing our statement, it's difficult for government to come and say those things are not credible, because we are following suit on all of the things that are happening in the country, verifying and do fast checking. Why that is important is that we have noticed most of the media institutions have integrated something called fast checker. So we do not just speak loosely. We follow this issue, verify them, their political conversation. For example, the political thing around the CDC and Madam Sally. So if we are seeing the release on social media that Madam Sally did XYZ, immediately we reacted to it would have been an error because we didn't verify the information. So this one gives us an organized time to verify issues, catalog them before speaking at the end of everything.
How is Mr. Cummings, I'd like to ask?
Mr. Cummings is alive and well. He was recently seen in the States to give tribute to his friend, the late Minister Sylvester Grisby. So he's returning to the country because the ANC is going to convention very soon, next month.
Is he still involved with the ANC?
Yeah, he's still a partisan. In fact, he's the first partisan of our party. Yeah, he too is going to the convention.
He's going to participate?
Yes. His position is up for grabs. All of the positions in the ANC, as far as the convention is concerned, will be expired very soon.
So Mr. Cummings still wants to be political leader?
That's his decision to make, but if he wants to...
Or if he's going to the convention, or the convention, what is he going for?
That's where, for now, the application process is now open. The convention committee is working on the details to put out information in the newspaper and through different media So if it comes out, he's free to apply. That any other person, there are other position in the party is up for grabs. So he's free to apply. Even if you're a member of the ANC, you want to be political leader, you can as well apply.
So, as a party, are you comfortable with Mr. Cummings going back again as tenor bearer or political leader after 2 unsuccessful trials? And in fact, he's not even progressing, he's rather descending. Are you prepared to risk the political life and future of the ANC with this man?
It's not a question of risk. You know, Mr. Cummings' involvement in Lebanon politics.
Because sometimes it has something to do with the personality. Personality is not connecting in a way that is selling the party. You may be structural, or you may have whatever, but the arrowhead. It's not. I mean,
I do not. Unfortunately, I do not share the same view with you. I think Mr. Cummings' level of
the records.
Yeah, I know he's speaking on statistics, but what I think is that his performances in the electoral space in the country says more about the society we have than the personality of Cummings. So I don't really tie that to his personality. I think there have been different circumstances leading to the different electoral processes. In 2017, you saw how his entry accumulated.
So you mean his personality is the misfit in the society?
No, I'm saying
it doesn't fit with.
I'm saying
the structure of the
his
society.
personality has nothing to do with his performance results. It says more about the Liberal society than his personality. Now, if you look at the 2017 results, you saw his performance. Under the CPP arrangement, you saw the performance. So the circumstances are different. In 2023, there were so many things, you know. I heard Unity Party people saying, "Oh, you don't like President Weah," because the public at the time, especially those in the opposition, were desperate to get President Weah out. So they saw a dangerous narrative that if you want to get President Weah out, we know you love Cummings, he's a good guy, but you'll be wasting your vote if you voted Cummings.
They were saying that to you Cummings.
They were saying that to those ANC partisans, the people who had soft spot for Mr. Cummings, who were moderate about voting for Cummings. So they saw that dangerous narrative. And I think the ANC were very slow in picking that up to develop a response mechanism to such a dangerous rhetoric. And our people, most of them bought it, that we want Cummings, but we think we want
so with just that low, like you say, propaganda, people
that was
just
just
people away from
not
Cummings.
necessarily. That was just one. The next thing was that the orchestration of the whole CPP framework conversation.
But you can't say that with 2017. 2017, he equally performed decimally.
No, not decimally. That was his first entry. And he
It
performed,
the numbers were
it wasn't decimal. In fact, it was encouraging.
The numbers were in town,
That was what prepared him to the 2023 election, because this is a man who just entered the electoral process. People were saying he's Johnny just come, and he outperformed people who were here initially.
Can the ANC try somebody else?
The ANC is going to convention, and all of the positions, like I said, in the ANC is up for grabs. So Mr. Cummings is going to contest at the convention to be not standabout but political leader of the ANC.
So why, if what we're hearing that parties performing below 2%, I think, well, I don't know. I need to check whether that law has been revised or whatever, or still remain in force. That in the general election, will be disallowed to be candidate in the subsequent election.
I think the ANC got a representative in the House, right?
Yeah.
So if that is the case, that law doesn't apply to them.
Okay. Yeah. The law has that.
Yeah, even Exumi, you know, how
you see that one.
Exumi, that was the case,
You
right?
got 2%, right?
Exumi, that was the case. We got more than two. Exumi, that was the case. The ANC did not go to the election as ANC. We went as CPP. So the nomenclature is the
justification.
Yes.
So that's CPP.
There's no CPP.
That's correct. So talk to us about the highlights from the youth report.
So we spoke on many issues. We especially about one that took premier was the fight against drugs.
Okay.
We think the fight against drugs is only in President Bouakar's speeches and Kula Fofana press releases. It is not reflected in the national budget, and that is problematic. You don't fight $1 million just cartel with chicken change. Up to current, we still have DA officers as volunteers. How do you volunteer in a fight against drugs? You're fighting $1 million cartel using volunteers. That is unfortunate. The president is not in this fight. We've seen how when the lawmakers in this country are concerned about benefits, you see the effort they put into it. They call finance minister to
come. So you're justifying the complacency in the fight.
No, what I'm saying
is because there is no money, so people should remain complacent and lackadaisical.
No, that is not the point. The point I'm trying to make is that DA is underfunded, and DA is up against a multi-million-dollar cartel. The drug cartel is a big money thing. All around the world, it's a big money. So if the president is serious about the fight against drug, that should be reflected in the national budget, not just in his speeches. Because you can get DA $3 million and say go for $100 million drug cartel.
But do they have the resources available?
I think they do. But the priority...
Look at the size of the...
Yes, I think they do. But the priority is not there. Let me tell you how they do. There's a conversation around private jet. The country we're talking about reaching $20 million for private jet. That is a priority to the presidency. So whatever you prioritize is you find the money. We saw when the president was interested in burying empty casket. They found the money. And they went to school political goals. We saw when the president was interested in taking Aloysius Talu from Central Bank. He found the money.
Okay.
So if the president is sincere in the fight against drugs, there is always money.
So it's not a matter of no money. The money is there.
The money is there.
But it's about the commitment.
Yes, it's about the commitment and it's about what he takes a priority on. It is not the president's priority to fight drugs. No. It is not the president's priority to fight drugs. Because even the former judge leaders at the DA, A.B. Kumar, I remember one time he went at the house to make a presentation.
The former drug leaders?
The DA leader, A.B. Kumar. He said every DA officer, the least person should make $400 USD. That was his plea before the national legislature. And they didn't listen. The next time we saw lawmakers agreeing, oh, we get car with Jeff election, our cars for. So it means what they get gas, right? So those things, they are of concern to them rather than the fight against drugs. The fight against drugs is beyond politics because Abu, you agree with me, almost all of the families in this country have a Zogo. Every family, no family can say there's no Zogo in my family.
Directly or indirectly.
Directly or indirectly. So it is a national crisis. It should be treated as such. Recently, I was reading the UNDP report in 2018. They are saying Liberia has between 25,000 to 100,000 Zogos in the country. Far bigger than the security apparatus combined. So that is a problematic situation. That should be addressed with a level of urgency. Not in this.
And that was 2018.
That was 2018. Imagine the numbers have swollen over the time. So it is a national problem. Some of the interiors in this country where we used to go to before, and we need to see Zogo. Today you go there, Zogo all over in the country. We are proposing that each county in this country must have a national rehabilitation center. That is possible. You saw the president is interested in building multi-million-dollar mansion in Lofa County. Where did he took the money from? He didn't argue there was no money. He found the money. So there's always money. It is just about what the president prioritizes, what his visions are. If you have a full-sighted president who is interested in bringing the dividend, but if you have a president who is just like a desical off-hand president, he's not. He does not have a vision. Then you allow.
You mean the president, as we have now, don't have a vision?
He doesn't have a vision. His vision is on his lips. It's not in pragmatism. You see the president, he talk about, I will rebound, and the next day we saw $1.6 million car. That is not pragmatics. It's just for old people rhetorics. Like you sit around the fire hall and people tell you story. That is how the president is appearing to be. He says things, and in terms of pragmatics, he does different things, absolutely. So the fight against drugs, what we are proposing as the ANC Youth Congress, we said, there's a tendency in this country.
Before what you're proposing, what about the structural administrative adjustments and shake-ups that the president continued to make, seeing the fight as a matter of addressing the leadership for him, judging by all of the actions that have been taken? One would simply say that the president sees this as a matter of leadership. The requisite leadership has not been in place, so it's allowing for the proliferation.
You know, when you see what is happening around the drugs issue, especially of the Unity Party narrative. What they are trying to push the president to is that it happened on a former president, we are regime, and he did nothing. So the fact that the president, they want to bring him in contrast to former president, we are, so he's doing something.
Okay.
Now that he's intentionally doing things to transform the system at LDA, but he wants to appear to be doing something that is actually not changing or solving the problem at the DEA. There's a committee president. You saw the first fracas between Fadiga and AB Koma. He took 6 months to investigate. At the time you were taking the 6 months, the drugs cartel was rapidly expanding. So he thought he was solving one problem, but actually benefiting the drugs cartel. Now, what is happening at the LDA? He has set up another committee. So there's a committee president. When the develop report and give you no action is taken, or you suspend people and the system remain the same.
Okay.
So fundamentally, there's a structural problem at the LDA. People are underpaid. When people are underpaid, they are likely prone to accepting graft. There's no incentive for good behavior at the DEA.
This underpaid thing, and this will bring me to, and then you guys, you're coming. This underpaid, man, I keep hearing it. As if to say it's a new phenomenon, that it is today that LDA officers have started being underpaid, right? When yesterday, or just a few years ago, these were not the conversation to justify why there were proliferations, but rather for beating on the government and showing that the right things happening. So comparatively, as a youth congress, the crisis under the CDC and what we are seeing now, right? I don't know whether it's management of it or the level at which it has reached. What's your own fair assessment?
No, so the reason why I think it took the trend it took on the CDC, because to some extent we did not see the president directly involved making speeches. So the assumption was that since the president is quiet about the fight against John, the assumption was that probably they have given tacit endorsement.
Okay.
But in the case of the Unity Party, the president is appearing to be making speeches in support against the fight against jobs. So that scenario looks like the president was quiet in the former regime. Today the president is speaking, even though nothing is changing.
But I don't know what's the definition of quiet, because the president was taking structural, legal approach. You saw the reforms that were happening with the laws, the scrutiny of the regulations, and all of that. There were also investments made into the LDA in terms of logistical support. Once upon a time, the president declared a national fund, right, where to rehabilitate some $30 million, right, with the UN partners and all of those. So could you consider all of that silence?
You know, the reason I laugh because I think one of the things that suffocated the CDC was that they were unable to tell that story. Unfortunately, I will not tell the CDC story, right?
No, but it's gone now. I know it's gone.
Some of the things.
The stories were told, but apparently, like Benedict Columbine, I think the noise was too many, so it's suppressed.
The story were told in low tone, and I think the rhetorics were louder than the stories.
Okay, that could be correct.
Yeah, so in this regime, there are a lot of talkative, loud mouth people. So even those things that they are not doing, they appear to be making noise in the country as if they are doing something. Now, so the drugs issue, like we said, United States government through the embassy near Monrovia, I think should start to train our people. And when you mention why honor pay is an issue, because this government, that was one of the rhetoric when they were in opposition, that drug leaders, DEA officials are honor pay. So the assumption was that when they came to power, people were expecting that there should be pay rise, or at least incentive for people who were running after drugs. But look at the dangerous precedent they said at the airport. Today, that guy, no seeing DEA officer will want to report drugs.
So there is this perception, just talking about the situation at the airport, there is this perception in the public that the son of the president is involved. In fact, we've received information that the truck arrested with Dominic was purposely for the president's son, but he had to use Dominic as a cover up, so it didn't tarnish the reputation of the first family. As we speak, I have it on a very strong authority that the son of the president met with key stakeholders in the drug sector, talking about the LDA just over the weekend before even the official taking over of those individuals. All of these things are happening. The first family always connected, especially the son, Tonton Black Eye, connected to drug. Do you see it as one of those things undermining the fight against drug?
Yes, obviously, if that is the fact, then
so what do you think would be a recommendation?
If that is the fact, then I think the president, there was a precedent, former president Tobos said that even if your own people are involved, the law should take its course. In Liberia, drug is a non-bailable offense. So if the president's son is directly involved in drugs, they should apply the drug law. The drug law shouldn't only be for people who in the ghettos that people are reading. These are victims. These are people who are falling victim of a socially condemned livelihood. So if the president's son is involved, then he's a perpetrator. He's creating a crisis in the country. It also explains why the DEA is the way it is currently, because they are higher ups. Like you see what's happening. One of the administrators, the DEA, the one who was caught on phone giving instructions. Imagine. This is something that we hold on from. Whatever the ones we are not hearing, it is possible people that they are the ones making those calls, but people have not yet developed the audacity to record them. So the fact that people are speaking, making revelation, I think it is important that the security apparatus in this country, especially the committee, the president said, to call him in and start to question him.
Do you think it is sufficient for just allegation like Liberians perception? You go after.
But it is allegation people investigate. When there are allegations, you call him in to come establish the facts. So if there are probable cause for investigation, then I think because the just is a national crisis, is taking away the future of the country. Because many young people are involved. I've seen my friends who graduated from school together. They are in ghettos. So if the president is contributing to this mess, he should also be called in for questioning. If your son by now, you and myself talking a different thing. By now, probably he's behind bar or somewhere he's being questioned by the NSC or so. So the president's son is not above the law. Even the president is not above the law. The president is operating within the confines of the law. So not even his children or a family member are above the law.
You agree the president is operating within the confines of the law?
I'm saying the president should be operating within the confines of the law, meaning there is constitutional guidelines and barricades as to how the president should be operating. So if the president is operating or should be operating within the confines of the law, it means none of his family members are above the law because there is a country of law. Even though I do not agree that the Unity Party has respected the law in the full sense, but he should be operating within the confines of the law.
Okay, so were you thinking or having conversations about a democracy? There are key indicators that one has to be looking for is human rights credentials, respect for the rule of law, and the independence of the judiciary, and other governance issues. Recently, the U.S. government released its 2024 country report on human rights, and I believe you read it and it's highlighted within your conversation. So, what is your position on that?
We think that is an embarrassing revelation. The U.S. government has an intelligence bigger than the Liberian government. Because some of the things that were happening, to many Liberians, they were hearing it for the first time. But those things are happening in the country. So it tells you to the extent at which the U.S. has its informers on the ground.
And you agree with?
I agree with the report. Right, I agree with the report. There are many reports against the former government that the Unity Party agree with. The Unity Party themselves cannot counter these people because there are evidences to prove that these things actually happen. It's an embarrassment for the government. I've never believed that this government will ever uphold the rule of law. From the first day they initiated legislative coup d'etat, they also took people from training position. Even when the Supreme Court said it was unconstitutional to do so, the president still proceeded in that regard. So for me, in the ANC Youth Congress, we have omitted the rule of law from the rescue agenda, the arrest agenda. So there's no rule of law. The payroll is already shaking because we have dismantled one payroll intentionally by the hands of the president. You saw people were accused of audit because they were attached to the Rescue Alliance government. The president protected them. He allowed people to resign without restituting
The
those
president,
funds.
the government and the president has argued that at least they are taking action. They're suspending people.
They appear to be taking action, but these actions are grounded in futility. They are of no benefit in terms of real dividend to the country. For example, you look at Ami Muda, who bought a car worth almost 100,000 United States dollars. He resigned, and the car was not resold, and the money was never refunded. The president is using it to ride I don't know who. So that is not an impactful action, because the money that was meant for something else is not being diverted, and it was never restituted to the account. So that is not a meaningful thing to do. I think he's.
And you described the report. Sorry, in your address, you described the report as a mirror.
Yeah,
the 2024 mirror, and looking into the mirror as a country, what we see is arbitrary killing, torture, and of course, beating of journalists, silencing of journalists, and censorship among many things. I'd like you to expand on that.
Yes, so beating of journalists has happened in plain view many times, even at the Capitol building. We saw when the police were beating on lawmakers, they also beat on journalists. In fact, there were times where the region speaker was giving clear instructions to beat people and damage their phones and all the kind of thing when you're following seeing that. Even Kula Fofana was involved in intimidation of journalists and all the kind of thing. Thank you very much. The NSC was also accused of torturing people in this country to extract evidence that were not there, to incriminate certain people who they were against. We saw instructions coming from the Unity Party headquarters to intimidate certain people, to go after people. So all of these things the US government were documenting. And this is a dangerous profiling for a country in a government that prefers to be democratic. So for us, we agree with that report. And I think Liberians should see that report, like you said, as a mirror. Look in the mirror and see what I agree. I said it. I said, I think Liberians should also see that report as a mirror. When you look in the mirror, you see all of these things. My Gibby County Superintendent censored a journalist who she thought was not in the rescue line. You are not supposed to, former superintendent, you are not supposed to censor people's opinion. When people sit on the radio, they are liable to what they say. I think the Agra Kamara Act, thanks to former President Weah, guarantees the protection of journalists and free press. So nobody should go and start telling people, don't say this, suppress evidence. And there is something that is being effectively carried out by even the Ministry of Information, people that Jeremy Pia and the government bulldog Daniel Sando. These are things they are engaged with. And that report is a checkmate to government. And look,
if you say government bulldog, what do you mean?
He's the man who they unleashed to insult people across the country. So he's being intoxicated by government salary. So we that's the government bulldog. And I think he's not doing well for himself. Yes, because most of the people he insults, there are people he's probably not going to reach that level. So he's being used. You know, when you get one frisky child in a yard and you want to insult somebody, you're not able to insult that person. The child will not get in that direction. You say, go cause that man. That Daniel's not looking at. Anybody the regime wants to insult, they say,
that way work.
One picking would not respect nobody, just say go cause. Then he do go cause. That's the kind of profile he's building for himself.
Okay, so you also mentioned and described the state under Buakai as a predator, and that it hunts the truth, stalks the press, devours dissent, and yet it calls itself a democracy. This is not a democracy; it is a masquerade. You can expand on that.
Yes. So the president, when there are information, for example, they went after Mr. Cummins when he said what the president is doing is not a good thing for Liberia's image at the UN. Like Supreme Court said this, and you say no. For me, I will work with the majority. Now you also have a justice minister who opinion on a Supreme Court ruling flouted the very meaning of the court opinion. Meaning, you still have that man. And there's the man you're using to be interpreting laws. When the Supreme Court say that man know anything, that thing the man can be telling you, like, the part of the Constitution can be interpreting effect. So he doesn't know the law. Now, but you still have this man in government giving legal advice. Now, so they're using to distort the truth. Because even if the Supreme Court rule and say this is the truth, the man comes, so there's the government man who always track the truth. So whatever the president,
the Attorney General,
the Attorney General, whatever the president wants to hear, is why he's also doing it to the former speaker. They still pursuing those people and saying the bond they were free on is not sufficient enough. Even though the court accepted it the first time, they are going there and say what the court said, and that's true. They want the Attorney General and the Solicitor General are saying those are the facts. And these are things that are cooked in United Party headquarters or political intent. So I'm talking about distorting the truth. It ranges from the court. It also ranges from free press, that they put one information up against the other information to confuse the people, like there's a war against the government war. Another classic example could be when government travels. The presidency is traveling with 23, but in essence, we see more than 23. He come back, it's difficult to explain what we benefited from the travel. Other countries are cataloging what they benefited, but they still want people to believe that we'll get something through MOU or something. They went to China and they say China gave me a 3.1 billion or trillion. So all of these things, they are distortion of the truth, meant to feed people propaganda.
And the government continue to lie on it.
Unfortunately for them, look, there's no amount of propaganda can tell a hungry man and your stomach full.
But it seems the general political opposition is okay with it once we are no longer president. That's the impression a lot of people get.
I don't think so. What I think is that the opposition themselves needs to organize, right? You have to organize for power. Nobody get power on scattered agenda.
Organize in terms of another collaboration or coalition, building something like that, merger or any form of a kind.
I'll be reluctant to suggest the kind of organization you're talking about, but my organization is in terms of issues, speaking to specific issues in the country, like we did in the fight against the speaker fight. You saw the opposition organized on that specific issue, and the government was forced to agree to certain conditions, like, okay, the mayor will resign, he agreed to resign, we go to election. Something that they were not willing to do on a normal day. So the opposition can organize on a specific issue to inform the public about the truth, so that the government will not distort the facts. So those are the kind of organization I'm talking about. But in the case of what you're suggesting, like in political alliance, I think for the ANC, we have been beaten by Senate before. So we see laser taser will run away. Yeah. The alliance,
alliance, I saw your man the president.
The party suffocated or Joseph Baba went to court and say, you haven't seen me before.
Yeah.
You know the member nowhere. If I the old man say, you know how to operate WhatsApp, but you are the same man asking him contact through WhatsApp when he go there. So all these things happen to us in the ANC. So we are very reluctant to talk about alliance. However, we are not oblivious of the fact that the possibility of alliance or the imperative of alliance is not there, it's there. But when we are entering the inner alliance, we will go with a clear understanding that we protect all against fights, that this is the man, that is the man. In that way, there will be no need for power struggle. Those are the kind of things we're looking forward to.
So how about you spoke about the World Trade Center closure, right? And made some recommendation on what could happen with that. You get to talk about that, and then you will close up on this whole CDC eviction and what, as a youth, the youth league or the youth congress of a national political party, how do you view the whole action by the government to have evicted the CDC? There's been mixed reaction, but what is your inside reaction?
So the ANC Youth Congress is solidarity with the young people at World Trade Center. I think the government is overdoing things, and because they have scattered agenda, no national plan. So they're going after the young people at the World Trade Center. This thing used to happen in South Korea. In South Korea, the people have hackers in the country, young hackers, brilliant computer wizards. Like you see when you go to the World Trade Center, you see geniuses in computer science, and IT, cybersecurity. What the ANC Youth Congress is proposing, instead of haunting your brightest mind and imprisoning them, what you intend to do is that transform that place into a national hub where you hire their services so that they can be of service to national government. They can fact check document that people will bring through computer science and information technology. They could build up system for you and protect that system against hacker. These people are there, they can do it. But to go there and imprison those young minds, when you start jailing your brightest mind, then the country will suffocate in despair and backwardness. So the president say, I don't know who gave them that advice to go after people at World Trade Center. No, that is not the way to do it. You can even legislate an act to say all the young people at World Trade Center, we are going to hire you people. You people are going to be here trained. We're going to train you people further. You people are going to build codes. You people are going to develop apps for climate resilience. You people are going to protect certain systems against hackers. Even the central banks could hire some of these people through the government organization initiative. So that is the kind of visionary leadership we are looking at. Unfortunately, the president is a throwback to the past. He stayed within the 1900s, ideology, and all the kind of thing. In other countries, computer geniuses are hired by government to protect systems. They are hired to develop apps, to build software. Now you run it after them, putting it in something. How does it benefit the country? So instead of turning a bad situation to a good thing, they are worsening the situation by going to the prison, putting these young people in prison and locking down the World Trade Center. How does it benefit the country? You'll be doing certain things if you'll be taking them out of job. There are certain families that are depending on their hustle at World Trade Center. You break those families down. There's no means to feed. And at the same time, that creativity and innovation will die.
Okay.
So that is an unfortunate thing for government, but again, it is what it is. The president, the fish got rotten from the head. He's not in charge. I don't know who is advising. Probably it's Jeremiah Kun, who finds pleasure in Macron welcoming people with power. So people glamorizes about power. Those are dangerous people, and it is a red flag to the country.
Okay, it's a red flag to the country. His name is Aliu Kiadi from the Alternative National Congress, the Youth Congress to be specific. He's been our guest here this morning, talking a wide range of issues, specific focus on the latest State of the Youth report that was released last week. But it has been a great conversation. It's always great having him. So we will go to the phone line shortly. And at the same time, we will place calls and, of course, do draw for our winners of the cash giveaway on the show. *255 *1 hash *255 *1 hash. Do we have a winner there?
Yes, we've done 3 draws, but we can call just one because of time. And the next 9 minutes, we can do additional 1 or 2 because we need just 4 more persons to play. Then we reach that threshold. So let's talk to this person. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. This is Hager. I'm here with Abu, and we are on the Freedom Morning Ras.
Yes.
You've been playing our cash giveaway program here.
Yes, I'm listening.
You played this morning?
I played this morning.
How many times?
5 times.
5 times. So you use 500 LD.
Yes.
Check your mobile money account. You've won 5,000 Liberian dollars.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So because of time, we can only call one, but in 8 minutes, we'll be doing another draw to give our money to somebody else.
So the good thing is once the draw is done, automatically the money is right there on your phone. So you keep playing. Once you receive your winner, you receive your money. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you'll be live on the conversation this morning. So Mr. Kiadi is here. He take your feedback on the matters. So Aliu, while we're with the course, the CDC subject.
Yeah. The CDC. Like we said in our press conference, we salute the CDC commerce, especially the young people. We think they were provoked, and the Union Party government set up a bid for them to buy into, and that was going to give the government opportunity to brutalize them. They didn't buy into that government trap because we saw that we met it is illegal for police to physically participate in demolition exercises, eviction exercise. Eviction, you can go and provide protection just in case there's a resistance against the property owner. Then you come in to safeguard or to protect life and property. But if the property owner goes on the side and says, I do not want this, I do not want this. It is within the property owner purview to hire whatever yellow machine or so to clear away property he consider unwanted or fit to be on his land. But to see police basically kicking doors and stealing weed cap and all the kind of thing on live camera, it is unfortunate. Imagine, Abu, those were the police officers we saw because they were caught on camera. What about the ones who were not seen? You know what they all they took for that place? So that thing shouldn't be happening. The police should have stood aside and watch the property owner reclaim his land. But to go and start hitting people, do busting offices as police officer, who gave you that legal rights? It is unfortunate. The training that the police officer Gregory Kuma is giving the police, I think we need to overhaul the curriculum at the Moreover, let's say the police academy. We need to know what kind of professional training they are giving these police officers that will come back and they have no clue absolutely about what standard should be in terms of executing police power. But the police director is interested in making money from TikTok. I think he has monetized his page. So most often you see him uploading videos on TikTok and Facebook. That is the interest of the police director. Instead of training his police people to come to live up to certain police norms and ethics. So we applaud the citizen commerce. We think we did not fall into that trap. So yes, he did well because they were willing to sell the narrative that the citizen guys are violent, they attack police, chaos and all that kind of thing. That didn't happen. So yeah, that was the reason, the background behind our salute to the comrades in the CDC.
Okay, so let's take calls 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you will be live on the show this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead. Tell us your name. Just 30 seconds. And go ahead.
Yeah, the name is Floyd. Thank you, Matante.
Okay.
Good morning to my good friend, brother Ali Kelly.
Good morning.
Yeah, okay. With the issue of you just providing on the media as it relates to the drug cartel issue, you have not said anything yet in terms of how the president intends fighting the drug cartel. So you go at a station there.
So you say, well, how the president intend? What do you know about the president intending on fighting drugs? The message the president is not pragmatic about the fight.
The president is pragmatic. Evidence is find that the people assemble at the legislature there, and in terms of presenting their petition, and the legislature being a petition, we saw
So that petition made the president pragmatic because people receive petition?
No, I love to speak now.
When you speak, let's talk to another person. Hello?
Good morning.
You're live. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Thank you for having me. My name is Yampa Yampa, and I call you from Stephen Tower.
Go ahead.
Actually, thank you. I wanted to take you to Ali. You see, I think Mr. Kumi, according to what you said, Mr. Kumi is a man of character. Mr. Kumi is a man of competence to be president of this country.
Have you voted for Mr. Kumis before? Okay. Go ahead. All right. Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
You live. 30 seconds.
Yeah, good morning. This is this morning from Gainesville. Let me appreciate the community studio and get, I see as one of the greatest mind of young people about Iran. I want to encourage you to continue. But I want to say this one concerning the issue of Amana.
Go ahead.
Yeah, concerning the issue of the drug cartel, I think it's well stated by the community studio. The fact that the government is not serious because they have failed in fighting against drug in our country. Look, you can have the fight against drug, being fight where you don't have the support given to the arm of government that is responsible to do this fight.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk to somebody else. 30 seconds. Go ahead. The line is a bit bad. Go ahead. Oh, wow. You just cannot continue like this. Time is fast spent. Let's talk to somebody else. Hello? Hello? Your time is out. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Right, go ahead.
Okay. The recently, if you never see those other government put in power, they will import electronic devices. We don't get drugs all kinds of horses. These things exist. We need kids outdoors. We need a kid to be equipped with some of the equipment. Even the uniform for the people don't have it.
Okay.
People don't have time.
All right. That will conclude the call.
Yes.
That will conclude the call. So, have you to conclude? You listen to the callers, and I'd like you to conclude on this point. Recently, the Unity Party chairman made what many have considered outlandish, as he described in his understanding parties, some category of parties in our politics as helping verbs. How has the ANC received that description?
I think the helping verb thing did not cover the ANC. I want to agree that it did not cover even any opposition political party. That's my perception. What I think you were
You're running away from the facts.
no, not just running away from facts. What I
Besides
think was
the
that
Unity Party and the CDC, all other parties are helping verbs.
he has no let's say he's not in a position to cast expression on opposition political party. I think where he has the liberty is over those parties in the UP alliance, because that's where he holds grip over them. He's appointing some of them to some different places. He's a board member to the port. So those people you call helping verb, maybe they.
So you think the ANC is not helping verbs?
We did not help the Unity Party.
But you have helped other parties.
We did not help the Unity.
You lend the endorsement to somebody, didn't you?
Yes, in 2017, our party, like the same way we did in 2023, we did the same.
And by virtue of that part, where were you helping somebody to become president?
No, that's why I said in a sense where you say we helping this person, because let's say without them we can still make it in that sense. That is problematic in regards to what the chairman said. That is the reason why even the Unity Party came and debunked when you saw the Unity Party release against the statement.
They apologized.
Yes, they apologized because he was talking arrogant nonsense. So it does not take a toll on the ANC. What we think is a helping, in a sense, we believe is that we are helping to shape the conversation in the country. Unlike the Unity Party that is bringing down the country, the other parties they are referring to, particularly in the opposition, I think they are in a better position to help the country in that regard.
But they are not in a better position to become leaders of the country.
They are marketing leadership. So it is up to the Liberian people to buy what they are marketing. So like the ANC, we are marketing Mr. Cummings. We think it's the
leadership that are not stable enough.
No, I don't think so. I think, in politics, they are timing. If the time is right, like former President Weah, when he came in 2005, he contested. If he was somebody who could have been broken by that result, he was now going to be president in 2017. But again, he contested in 2011. So the timing is probably a pushing. So there's no limitation on how long the ANC can get involved with politics. Mr. Kumi has not been the first candidate who has lost election. So going up to 2029 is another perfect opportunity for us to sell. The question is, since post-war Liberia, these two parties have been in charge of the country, I think Mr. Cummings, even the sedition will appreciate that nobody will argue that he does not have what it takes to rule the country. It is about time the Liberian people are gravitating towards that sense of ushering a new kind of
Even recent opinion polls conducted, Mr. Cummings is still falling short of the 2%.
The recent opinion poll that is
social media opinion poll, bloggers and other.
They fun about our opinion poll. People will take certain aspects and run with it. the Union Party who are saying, "Oh, Kumis, they're not getting elected."
No, I'm talking about the Kumis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why you not running with your own?
I think it's not organic, right?
No, but isn't that why you always denying why you're denying the fact? I feel like you're not accepting. You are convinced that Mr. Kumis is a good man, but you're not accepting the realities with Mr. Kumis.
No, we are not detached from reality. We accept that in a ANC we have to do the work to market our men, and we are graduating on that line of marketing our men. We agree that where we are currently, we ought to double our steps in terms of getting the results. But what I'm trying to say, sometimes opinion polls, especially those online, are crafted to derive at a particular thing. If you understand how technology works, sometimes the organizer or those who put up they have a particular target to run with a particular message.
So, okay, so you put your own opinion pool, let's see. Yeah, I think it was nice having you, man. But we gotta go.
We'll be here tomorrow to climax our partnership for this week. And until then, let's keep the peace of Liberia. This country will not burn.
His name is Ali Ukedi, a very self-firing and political discussant, and he's been here sharing breakfast on the final lap of the conversation on the nation's premier breakfast platform, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, as always, hey guys, here. Tomorrow we're gonna be here for the Thursday morning edition. Tomorrow. Wednesday. Okay, the Wednesday morning edition. All right, so I don't know how that climax our partnership. So Higa needs to check back with Mr. Bwakai. Stop taking sleeping pills. Until we see you, bye bye.